Okay, we are here. REALMigos episode. What are we, like 97 now? 29? Something like that.
Yeah.
402. Well, welcome tonight. We have a fun show tonight. We we come in and have like a solid plan. We're gonna go through and hit all these fun things. Tonight, I feel like everything is going crazy in the world. So we just wanted to riff and have fun tonight. So make sure you drop as many comments as you can. And we're going to talk about everything, obviously, everything that's on our mind. But I really want to go through and just riff with you, all the wonderful people that, spend time with us on a Thursday night now for a couple hours. So appreciate you. Dinosaur D's in his house. Dinosaur D, you know what? I get a lot of people that don't like that. I don't know. But we talk about Austin. I don't know. The cranky sometimes. Whatever. It is what it is. Yes, we are always punctual. So tonight we are here. We have Mr. Kevin Mulletman Knight. How are you, sir?
Yeah. I'm doing great today, actually. Good mood.
Yeah, man. I'm glad to see that we can actually see your face. You don't have the red eyes tonight, and you're looking good. And then Mr. the one-arm bandit, Ian of Austin, is here. Ian, what the heck happened to you, man?
I'm great. Despite what you might see, I'm good. I'm happy.
How's the other guy look?
Oh, I took him out. Took him out.
So is that guy ever going to mess with you on a contract again? Like, how does that work?
Well, now I've got a cast, so I'm gonna keep this thing around. I love it.
Nice.
Isn't that the typical like I don't know what the word is, but like candid response to things is like, how's the other guy look? Right? You know what I mean? When you see something with the cast, what'd the other guy do? It's always the case.
Yeah, well, of course, but in this case, I know what actually happened. And it makes it more fun that I know that happened. Dinosaur D, I'm going to tell you what happened. So Ian has a new puppy, right? It's a, what did you name it again? Luther or something like that?
Jarvis.
Okay. So Jarvis. There was a basket of kittens on the freeway and his dog went running after the basket of kittens. He stopped a vehicle with his hand like Iron Man on I-35. Sorry, the 35, I-35. People get mad at me for saying each way. And he stopped a big rig with his hand to save the kittens and his dog, Jarvis. So
it wasn't a big rig. It was a dump truck. But
dump truck. My apologies.
It was still coming pretty quick, man.
Yeah.
That's too much. That's too much. Who calls it the 35?
So the guy up in the top left.
In the comments, people roast me for saying the 35, but I never even know I'm saying the 35 or the 130. I'll say 130, the 130, whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I-35, 35.
Yeah, whatever. One of those things.
Ridiculous thoroughfare.
Yeah. So, Ian, tell us what really happened, though. Or are we going to stick with that story?
Tiger. I mean, I don't have to say much more than that. Needless to say, I didn't make it. But no, so what happened is I got this brand new bicycle, not my motorcycle. My motorcycle was good. I got this brand new bicycle, saw this cliff, decided I would jump off of it. Ended up doing a Superman / cartwheel type thing. Realized that I can't support my entire body weight with just my left hand moving at that speed. And, this is what ended up happening.
I bet it looked super elegant when you did it.
Here's the thing. Okay, everybody I ride with, everybody I do like ninja gym stuff, I fall gracefully. I do. Yeah. The problem is you can't fall gracefully when there's rocks. It's just, if it were anyone else, I'm telling you, they would have broken a lot of stuff. Maybe their neck, right? But it wasn't too bad. It just looks bad.
Right.
I made it look pretty good though.
Right. All right. Well, let's talk about some fun stuff. I have a really cool listing coming up on the east side.
Oh.
We have it listed in the Austin Luxury Network right now, which is off market. We are doing showings on it. So this guy is going to be listed at 1.1 million as of right now. 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath with a single car on the east side. What's cool about this house is just the location itself. Like you're literally like, if you're one of those people that loves to go to tailgates, like you can walk from this house to tailgate. Wow, it's really cool. Yeah. So pretty sweet property. I'm excited about it. So if you got anybody looking on the east side up to 1.1 million, oh, that's beautiful. How much? 1.2. See, Aaron nailed it.
Yeah.
Full, like not a stitch of carpet in this entire house. I know people like that. I love it. But yeah, so these pictures are actually staged digital photography. What do you think?
I knew it, bro.
It looks really good. They did a good job with it.
I wasn't even going to like accuse, and I'm not saying that in a bad way, but like I wasn't going to offer that. But thank you for offering it. But the bar stools were too perfectly aligned.
Right.
Oh, the TV. Look at that TV. It's not mounted. Let me go back. It's just
that TV is actually mounted. That TV.
No,
is there.
you stop it.
Yeah, you can see look at the glare.
Yeah, that TV is actually mounted.
Or that's some next level.
They went OLED then, I guess, if you're spending that kind of money, right?
Yeah. So, and then so that one's cool. I have a video, should be landing tomorrow on this one. Editor just texted me that it should be done for tomorrow. So, my guys that are watching and lady, it should be out tomorrow. So I'm excited there.
Hey, offline, can you give me who did the virtual staging? Because that's actually phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean,
it's really good.
The company I use is Box Brownie.
Box Brownie.
They're very good, very good company. So let's talk about this one right here, though. We got another one's listing. This is listed by my main man Kevin Knight in Circle C on Tracton. Yep. This house is gonna be pretty cool. Almost 4,000 square feet.
4,000 square feet. It's a little under a quarter of an acre, but it's a nice lot. Probably could put a pool in the backyard. Obviously, like, most homes in Circle C, they're 20, 30 years old. This one has not been updated significantly. However, it's in great shape. So honestly, you could come in, live in as is, or do some custom stuff that you'd want to do. And it's really an incredible property. So
what are we listed at here?
$995.
$995. There we go.
100 million.
What's up with this bathroom though?
Yeah. That's like, you remember this too, like 20 years ago, faux finish and this plaster finish is super popular. Like everybody wanted to do it.
What do they call this when people do this? Isn't it like
decoupage?
Something plaster, Italian plaster or something that. Yeah. I had a client one time tell me that this wall is worth $2,500. I'm like, that you overspent on that wall. I could get you done way quicker.
I saw that. I listed this house for lease out in Long Canyon. Nice house out there. And one of the things that they told me when I was first listening, he was like, "Oh, do you know so-and-so?" Some woman's name, random woman's name. She did all the faux finishes on these walls. I'm like, I could care less because they actually look like it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Aaron, it is.
Description.
You can actually order a box of brownies from Box Brownie as well if you want. Just not this website. It's probably a different website for that. Speaking of, did your package come in today? I'm just kidding. It's called a effing bathroom. Fucking the bathroom up. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's right. I got it. I mean, but for almost $1 million, it's not bad. In Circle C, everything's expensive.
That's actually underpriced for relative. It's $250 a square foot, which is the less than going rate.
I always enjoy when people say price per square foot. I get annoyed sometimes when people talk price per square foot, because price per square foot can be a little subjective. Like if you have a house that's built really cheaply, it's the same exact size compared to a house that's built with high-end finishes, price per square foot is going to be crazy, right?
No, totally.
It's going to be totally different. So when people go, oh, well, average price per square foot for this neighborhood's blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, but what are the comps that we're comparing to? Because you could have a price per square foot on a house that has a pool, but something else doesn't have a pool. So, totally. And I've always had to explain that to people, and they're like, okay. You're crazy, realtor. You're crazy, man. Like the dart in the neck. Oh, you're crazy.
You're crazy. I like
it, but
you're crazy. You're crazy.
Fantastic movie.
You're right. So actually, if you look at it and look at terms in the median, because I like using the median price per square foot. But then on this one, this is just an example. The median price per square foot over there is like $280 or something, $275. But the median size is like 30 something hundred, right? Mm-hmm. So that gives you a way better representation of what's actually going on.
Well, if you're comparing like all these homes that are 2,900 square foot to 3,300 square foot, and then you say, okay, so the price per square foot for this range is this, that's easier. So I get where Aaron's coming from, but it doesn't always. You have to have comps that are comped comparably. So that's why I don't always use it.
The other aspect there is if they're in a neighborhood where all the homes are very similar, right? It's like all the same builder or the same tier of builder, and it's too new where nobody's put in any. It's too new where nobody's put in any pools yet. So it could make sense there. Yeah,
I got it. All right, so I want to talk about fun stuff. So let's start off with talking about our most favorite things to do in and around the Austin area. Then we'll roll in and we'll talk about living in Austin city versus living in a suburb, like what that looks like. And then we're going to go through and answer any of these questions. Master Jedi, F-bombs are welcome tonight. It's it's not past 8:00 yet, but we'll hit some F-bombs. So favorite places in and around the Austin area. Ian, you do a lot of biking, so give us an idea. What's your favorite thing to do not breaking your arm?
Not break. I mean, I like to do everything. It's I think so. Am I not allowed to say biking? Am I not allowed to talk about that?
Still the floor is yours, dude.
Okay. So I went to this happened at Barton Creek. Beautiful place for you could just go hiking there.
I love
it's
Barton
incredible.
Creek.
There are a lot of places around. There are probably 40 trails that people could go and ride a bicycle or hike on that are just incredible trails for people to spend time with. And you don't have to be doing anything serious, but just like I said, if you just want to spend time in nature, and they have them in both the suburbs and in Austin proper. You'll find some really pretty ones in Austin proper though. What'd you pull out?
Oh, I was just pulling out Barton Creek to show up people how pretty it is.
Yeah. And you don't quite get seasons there, but you have swimming holes sometimes. Other times it looks like the middle of Arizona based on if there was any rainfall. And it's a great place to take people. And here's the thing, when you say Barton Springs, a lot of people think that pool, right? The pool, I don't ever go to the pool. You've got so many places, like you can go and get the free experience. You just hike past the pool, and that's where all the cool kids hang out. Right? You want to see some hula hoops with no shirts on. That's what you get. That's
hula hoops with no shirt. So let me tell you one time. So I had a buddy who was going through a life crisis event, and basically he was living downtown for a while, going through
in a van
divorce.
down by the river.
Exactly. And so he kept like trying to get me to come hang out with him and all this stuff downtown. I'm like, dude, I'm married. I'm not going downtown. So one time he's like, hey, I was filming a video, and he's like, come down to the Barton Creek Greenbelt and shoot down there. There's lots of people. We can just like run and talk to people. And so I'm like, great. So I'm standing there filming him, and I look over to my right, and like almost in the camera shot was this chick laying there with a unshirted hula hoop. I'm like, this probably looks weird. Okay, let me face this way. A lot of the lighting's bad. So like took me 20 minutes to figure out this shot. So I wasn't, being a perv.
I love this city.
Oh yeah, here we go.
City.
Yeah, I am not surprised by this.
Yeah, I haven't done the naked bike ride yet though. Kevin, you seem like the kind of guy that would do that.
I would be okay with that.
See, yeah. Yeah,
I would be okay with that. I have to run my things. I have to run a lot through a filter. Is this appropriate? Wait, what's Dwight say? Is this stupid or something like that? If it's stupid, then I don't do this thing, right?
Oh, you have that filter?
Yeah.
You still have the filter?
Maybe not. The older I get, I wish I would have learned these lessons when I was younger. Like, don't stop caring so much. Nobody cares what you do. Nobody cares what you do. Like, especially in Austin, you can do whatever you want here. People are like, cool.
Well, people, awesome. Where was this thing? Steven. So apparently people thought I was an alcoholic drinking on one night a week. So that's why there's no more whiskey nights. So
you should have some whiskey tonight, Jeremy.
No, I'm actually doing a 90-day non-drinking thing.
Good for you.
My birthday's like literally 90 days. Well, now my 40th birthday, believe it or not, is 86 days now from now or something to that effect. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do 90 days, not drinking, working out. I did the old Orange Theory this morning without Ian because Ian broke his hand.
Yeah.
We should I got an idea. Let's do REALMigos.
I can't change my pants.
Oh,
that's not good right now.
So what you're telling me is that you're either not wearing any pants or you're wearing gray sweatpants, and it's the only thing you're going to wear for like the next
next week.
Well,
it's supposed to be 4 weeks. I don't know. We'll see what he says.
Only 4 weeks. So it's just a fracture then.
Well, he said it was like there could be micro fractures in the hand. I told you I fall pretty, right? Like I didn't actually hurt myself. I'm
envisioning this fall.
Yeah.
Graceful.
It was pretty. It was graceful.
I could see you doing it in my mind, and I try not to laugh every time I see you doing it. So I try not to think about it. I can laugh because I know you're okay. But if you weren't okay, then how did Ian break his hand? Did we have to go back? Nancy, there was kittens in a basket, a freeway, a Mack truck, and his dog Solo.
Jarvis.
I know.
How do you not remember Jarvis? Have you not seen a Marvel movie?
I know. I'm messing with you because of that.
Because I get passionate about like.
Yeah.
Is it Jarvis or is it Vision?
It is. The name of his dog is What is SpaceX?
What is SpaceX? Yes. What is Neuralink?
Yeah, that was funny.
We should do a live REALMigos live workout together.
I'd be down. Not now. Obviously,
for Jeremy to support Jeremy on his journey.
Yeah. Well, I thought about doing that I thought about doing a real live Migos from my favorite coffee joint, which is, it was funny. So I don't actually, what? Sorry.
I said Black Rifle. I was so excited because I didn't know it.
Oh yeah. Well, I love that place. I buy their like coffee, but no Cosmic Coffee. I don't actually like their coffee. I just like the ambiance. I actually drink kombucha from there. I'm one of those like weird Austin hippies that does that. Mm-hmm. Not that you're weird an Austin hippie if you drink kombucha, which is delicious. But
I think you are.
I've got an even better idea. Why don't we do a real home flipping reality show, and instead of like flipping a home and it's over the course of an hour where they show us everything, we have to do the whole house in 3 hours.
What?
Actually do the work.
Sounds terrible.
No, I don't even think you can get it done in 3 hours.
I think it would be fun.
We should film us just demoing somebody's house, and then they
and then
show up like, what the heck? Oh shit, wrong house.
Or just I'm sure we could find someplace to like pick a room and like literally speed build it, like 3-hour speed build, renovate a room. Come on, who's with me?
I mean,
nobody likes my ideas.
We could stage a room probably. We could stage a room in 30 minutes, in 3 hours through Box Brownie.
It's gonna look like that bathroom.
Yeah,
when we're done.
Have you seen that video game, the home flipping video game?
No, there's a home flipping video game?
Yeah.
On Steam, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's called Home Flipper.
Mm-hmm. Braden, actually, my son, I don't know if he's gonna like do something architectural in the future, but on what is that Blocks game? What is that called? Roblox, not Roblox, the other game.
I think is what it is.
It's the green guy thing, whatever. He like built all these houses, like contemporary looking houses. I was like, Dad, look at these houses I built. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. Like, what made you come up with that? He's like, oh, you could do this, Dad. We could sell this on your website. I'm like, what? Like, how does he come up with this stuff?
That's the NFTs Kevin's always talking about.
Yeah.
Hey, that's big. They're going hot right now. You know this, right?
Oh, yeah, man.
NFTs are
Minecraft. That's the one.
Yeah,
See, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm like, what's past a millennial? Because I'm not a millennial. What's that past that? That's what I am. 81. Yeah, I'm not with it. Yeah, I actually have one of the producers of HGTV's emails. I've been on once. Have you guys been on HGTV yet?
I recorded a show that did not air.
Yeah. Eileen was set to record one, but then the old Schmershmerona virus hit. So yeah, so they canceled that. And it was like 9 months later, they're starting to get ready to do it again. They're like, okay, we're ready to shoot again. And like the client's like already remodeled the entire house and stuff. It's like, there you go. All right. So what else do you guys like to do in Austin besides sell real estate?
I've actually been spending a lot of time lately dedicating to living, like understanding the lifestyle that I would live if I wasn't already here. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I came to visit. The problem I had was when I moved to the city, the list of things to do, I feel like are just perpetuated. Like there's not new things in the list. People just have heard that there's a list of things to do. And then year after year, they just perpetuate the same list. Oh, you should go to but it's the place that people are going to for 10 years. And now the new stuff that's here, the fun stuff that's here is not getting added to these lists. So I'm out actively looking around town, but I love 2 places right now. The Music Lane on South Congress. I spend a lot of time down there. I just love it down there. And they're adding so much new stuff. Hermes is putting in a store down there. Hermes, which is crazy.
I don't know what an Hermes is.
I don't know what that is. What?
I've
heard it before. Kevin, you don't know what Jarvis is.
I don't even know what a Jarvis is. What is that? Is that the thing that you put in your house? Then it like, hey Jarvis, can you open the refrigerator? Is that what that is?
Hermes is like
I used to ask before Google.
You know, like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, all that stuff. It's a luxury brand, but I would argue that's even like a step above that because like Birkin bags, which is made by Hermes, are like the top notch. You know, like multi-$100,000 purses. But they're putting one in down there. So it's just like, I like to notice things like that because for me, that's validation of other decisions that we could be making or what the future of the city is going to look like. Like if they're putting an Hermes in South Congress, like that's just the first building block into what is going to be a lot of really crazy, awesome stuff down there.
I'm going to Google Hermes and see if I can
about it.
afford
Have you ever been to the Magnificent Mile in Chicago?
Well, yeah. I'm from there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean it's like, you know, why is it unreasonable for us to think that at some point we're going to have a similar version of that here in Austin?
Oh, it's not unreasonable at all.
Yeah.
I knew, or you know, you don't know that before you move somewhere, but you just kind of see the trends growing, and it will end up like that.
100%.
No doubt.
All right, but Hermes, here's a free plug.
I remember when
they need it.
When I was in Singapore, I remember there's this lake in the middle, right, of the kind of the city state that everybody, they put all the shopping around, and in the middle of this lake, you take a bridge to, and I forget, it's a purse store, and they've got like security detail and everything. You get inside this purse store, and there's like 4 purses and 20 people there to sell you something. And I'm like, what is happening? So you look at these, and the stickers on these purses are $50,000. Look, it's $50,000.
I saw the perfect. So I saw the perfect. I don't know if it was a tweet. I was on Instagram. Somebody was wearing like an Invicta watch, and he said, "For all you boys out there trying to tell me to wear a $10,000 Rolex, keep in mind I pay for employees, and I'd rather pay for that than a stupid watch when my phone does the same thing." So that's how I feel looking at $18,000 watches. Like, number one, I'm not going to buy a women's watch for 18 grand, but I could if I wanted to. But I mean, my phone does the same thing, and I'd rather like buy a really cool rifle for that.
Yeah, I mean, arguably though, it does hold value long term, so it is a store of value relative. So if you spend $20,000 on a Rolex, it's going to be worth probably that or more in the future. So it's a good value.
Yeah,
I don't know how we got on that.
Scope hold its value, topic. Jeremy?
What was that?
Will your scope hold its value?
Yes. Yeah, my thermal will. So for all of those people out there wondering, I love to hog hunt. We go hog hunting at night. I got lots of friends with lands that always call me up, tell me to help them out with their hog problem. I love it. It's so much fun to do because hogs are a nasty problem here. All right. Opinions on the best value for 5 acres at less than $200K an acre and within 20 miles of Austin. I feel like I know a guy that has 20 acres on the market right now for $1.2 million in Jonestown.
Dripping Springs says that this is
Jonestown.
Yeah,
it's not bad, not far.
Yeah, Jeremy emailed me. I got a guy that's been. He actually wanted me to promote his listing on my channel. I'm like, I don't know how that works, but
yeah,
okay.
I cannot even believe that we're talking about $200,000 an acre being a good deal right now. But it's true.
Oh yeah, shirts. So I had to fire my assistant, and my assistant had the list of everybody and was supposed to be ordering shirts. Yeah, so that's one of the things she said she was going to do and didn't do. So sorry about the shirts.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it happens.
You could throw your watch.
Yeah,
at somebody if they're coming too close.
That's true. That's true. Not to go down a rabbit hole of firearms, but we could do it if you wanted to. All right. So there was other real estate related questions in here, but I'm not talking about real estate for once. During higher water flow, I've tubbed for Gus Fra. What the heck?
He's tubed, man. He's tubing.
I don't even know what that is. What's Gus Fra? All the way to
that is, but BS is that Bastrop? What is he talking about?
Yeah, BS Bull.
Huh.
Also a great cliff there.
Yeah,
Jeremy, tell me more, man.
No, I want to know. I want to know where that is.
Jeremy, tell me more about this. Get it. Anyway, sorry, bad jokes for Jeremy tonight.
Let me tell you one of my secrets.
Yeah.
My secrets. So I go into Google Maps. It's not that good, but it's pretty good. So I go into Google Maps and I say, show me all the restaurants near me, right? So I start there, but then I say, obviously, open now. And then here's the real clincher. You can choose places I've never been before.
Oh.
And so I do that anytime I'm looking for a lunch spot. And so that's why I have 64 million views on Google Maps, because I go there, I eat the food, I leave a review, and I take pictures, and it's great.
64 million.
Yeah.
Say what now?
Yeah.
You have 64 million views on Google Maps.
Yeah.
From reviewing stuff.
Reviewing or posting pictures of things, and yeah.
That's awesome.
Just getting started, man.
Jeremy, you're muted.
No wonder why you guys weren't hearing anything I just said. That's great. It's probably better. Yeah. Please share the process out-of-state buyers are following during, can't say that word, in on days. I would travel there and find a house, but now staying in a hotel for now. I mean, a lot of times what I'm having is I'm just videoing properties for people. I mean, that's primarily what I'm doing, unless they're going to come in town and then we set a time. The problem that if you did that 4 or 5 months ago, there wasn't very much inventory. So it was really hard to actually do like, hey, okay, I'm going to come in town for these 10 days and then look at homes. So a lot of, I mean, what is your process? And are you just videoing and give them like feedback or what?
Yeah, but I think inventory, with the way the inventory is picking up right now, I think you legitimately could come to Austin in a week, 2 weekends probably, and see enough during those 2 weekends that you should be able to find something that you could be competitive with, especially if you're looking at like Leander or Round Rock or something like that.
I'm finally writing offers again on for myself.
Oh, nice.
We're writing one right now.
Oh,
there's finally stuff that's actually semi-affordable.
Yeah. No, I like the idea of that. I mean, I'm starting to look at some stuff too. So very good options out there. I mean, the good stuff is still going very fast. I know somebody was asking about that already, but like, you know, I've looked at a handful of houses 2 weeks ago, and like they were all still multiple offer. They were great houses. Of course, that's going to be the case for a long time.
Bastrop houses. Jedi wants update on Bastrop houses. I feel like everything out there is moving really quickly. I've seen Scott Felder is building Double Eagle Ranch. And they finally have inventory again. That's been nice. Finally, everybody is starting to get inventory. So
I'm seeing builders offer the option to get under contract or to get on their wait list now and put in their letters of intent, but they still are erratic with their suggested build times. Like I was in, I think we were talking about Sunfield the other day, and they were like, yeah, it's anywhere from 6 to 12 months. Like, what? What?
Yeah,
big range.
How do you plan around that?
I was on a panel yesterday for Platinum Top 50. Not on a panel, but listening to a panel for Platinum Top 50 yesterday, and they had Chesmar, Meritage, Highland, and Terrata Homes, I think is who the other one was. I can't remember who the last one was, but they were talking about, and I posed the question and I asked, have you seen contracts been terminated to turn around to sell to other people? Talk about like, we would never do this practice, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, all right, maybe not the 4 of you, right. but this one would, the person moderating actually was like, well, we can't talk about other companies. I'm like, but you can't say that professionals in your industry aren't doing that. Because he was very steadfast. We would never do that. No, nobody in our industry would do that. We care about our name. I'm like, unless you're Lennar or Taylor Morrison, you could care less about your name then. Like your name is nothing to us in the real estate community anymore. So there you go.
Yep. I'm arguing with Lennar on one right now. So frustrating.
I saw somebody else perpetuate the Disney rumor today, by the way.
Where? Pull it up. I want to see it.
No, it was on Instagram
comments.
Stories. Somebody mentioned on Instagram Stories. Somebody I wasn't talking to in our industry mentioned it. So either we're making this up, and somebody needs to go write a Snopes article on it or something like that, or it's legitimate.
Is that what you do, Kevin? Do you just like read Reddit and then go to Snopes and fact check everything? You're like,
I did actually at one time. Years ago, I would do that kind of stuff. It's weird because like I actually consider myself pretty observant. Like I'll hear or see things, and then like for some reason it just gets locked in there. And then next time I do something, it'll like unlock the memory automatically. So I just remember stupid shit like that.
That's good. So that Aaron, that's a fantastic suggestion. Yeah, Airbnb or VRBO in a neighborhood. I do try to tell people to do that when they're planning to come here if they have time to plan their shopping. Yes, that's a good one. Especially if they can stay for 2 weeks or so. It's incredible.
You can stay in my short-term lease Airbnb that I'm going to buy. Just tell me what neighborhood you want to go to, and I'll just go by there.
Right? You want a short-term in Corpus? Drive up to Austin? It'd be great.
I wonder how long it's going to be before the majority of those rentals are short-term.
You froze. Well.
Oh, I wonder how long it's going to be before like a ridiculous number of our rentals in this town are going to be short-term rentals versus long.
I feel like there's still so many new people entering the market and new homes being built that that's funny. That it won't. I don't think it'll be an issue. I don't know if issue is the word I would use, but it could be that short-term rentals are more lucrative for a longer amount of time than standard residential rentals.
It's funny. I like to look at it like this. Like, the boomers are buying all the long-term rental houses and sticking it to the millennials, right? And Gen Z, hey, we're going to stick it to you for long-term. So then we are using our money to buy Airbnb properties and charging them 5 times the normal rates for them to stay on short-term vacations. So suck it.
Yeah. The problem with Austin and their Airbnb rules is like they're not really giving out permits for Airbnb. So it's hard to get an Airbnb permit in Austin right now.
Not really stopping it though.
Yeah, you just gotta be sneaky with it.
Yeah, I mean, I know people that are.
No, they told one of my clients they were going to fine him X amount of days without having his permit, like because they found out he was short-terming it.
Like, bro, listen to me. What do you mean by fine? Like,
it was $1,000 a day fine for having it listed.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, but is it really though? Because there's this guy in Bolden in Congress he had this older house because he was trying to sell it a few years ago, and he obviously was renting rooms. Like, it wasn't set up as a hostel, but it was basically a hostel. Like, there was a bathroom in every room in the house. There's like 9 bedrooms. The city over months and I think even years was constantly sticking notices on his door like, you can't do this. And he's like, okay. He just kept doing it, right? So they didn't shut him down. They just gave him a bunch of little pieces of paper on his door all the time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that was a while ago. Now, I mean, they actually reached out to him so I don't know, but I've just heard that it's harder to short-term rental. And then you can't do a short-term rental in most HOAs. So it's going to be a non-HOA.
Oh, no. Yeah, you have to do minimum 6 months on most of those.
Yeah. Received another email from Toll Brothers. I have my email so full of – actually, I might do a video this week or for Tuesday about like what you can actually buy right now. I might do that for new build. What you can actually buy.
Hold on. Are you about to do a Treviso video? Is that what I just heard?
Yeah. Treviso. I think pretty much like Treviso is my favorite neighborhood. So I'm just going to do a video on Treviso. So
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not.
No, I mean, it's beautiful. So here's the things I tell. No. Here's the things. What I love about Treviso is that it's got a very long scenic drive to get out there, which is fantastic. They have a beautiful community, and it's a tight-knit community, and it's a tight-knit community because all the homes are really close together. So it's community.
Touch your neighbor's window.
I like the fact that the tax rate's really high and the home prices are really high. So that your money is going towards something, right? You got to pay your fair share, as they say. So since you're paying really high amount of taxes, you got to love where you live. Mm-hmm. So, and there's a pool. So that's nice.
There's a correlation there.
For everyone, that was a joke. Oh man, Vizcaya is definitely better than Treviso, you fools. Treviso's dead to me. Anyway, all right. So the question was, what do you like to do for fun? Kevin said something about per shopping and then going. There's a gentleman's club off 290. I think that's what he said.
I never.
Is that?
Let's be very clear.
Notice he never said it. He didn't say he never went.
He didn't even imply it. Let's be very clear.
Hey, do you guys want to buy a house?
Oh my gosh. Are you talking about that TikTok?
Yeah.
Hey, oh dude, I am 1,000,000% gonna pull that that voice line out and do my own version of it, my own lip sync version of it. And you know that one I posted today, where she's like,
"Oh my god, that was so funny! I don't want to become a real estate agent. Everything's over with."
Here's the bathroom. Do you like it? Do you want to buy it? Oh, yes. This is what I want to do with my clients sometimes. Do you like it? Yes or no? You want to buy it? Yes or no?
Yeah, I don't know if I can pull up Instagram on my computer. I could pull up your story, but basically there was this. I think it was a TikTok, right? And this girl was basically like, "My life's over. I'm just going to become a realtor." I know. It was just really funny because she was like bashing realtors in the funniest way possible, in my opinion. So it was good. Yeah. All right. So what's up? There's some real estate questions. I want to hear some of the real estate questions. We're kind of free flowing tonight. We didn't want to make it too serious. Too many serious things going on in the world. What would you rather live in, Evan? Would you rather live in downtown Austin or in Bastrop?
Me?
Yeah, Bastrop or downtown Austin. Hold on. Let's hold on. If you could buy a condo for $500,000, or you could buy a sweet lot out in Bastrop for $500,000, would you buy the 1-bedroom, 1-bath condo with a $400 a month HOA, or would you live on an acre and have to pump your own poop in the septic tank?
I would live downtown.
Downtown.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. My dream is actually probably a combination of both of those. I do want to live on a piece of land and build it like a modern house. It's just like casita style and a big courtyard with a pool or whatever, and then like have the smallest house ever, but spend all my time outside. But if I had to choose between, the lifestyle is what I really look for. I grew up in the middle of nowhere in Illinois. Like my nearest neighbor was like that. What you're talking about was essentially my entire childhood. Like, you want to go see your friends? You better hoof it a few miles to the next house. Like, my nearest neighbor was the way that Illinois has farmland set up. They're set up in sections, right? A mile. They follow the latitude and longitude lines of the entire earth in Illinois. That's where the roads do. And so every so often, because the earth is curved, they'll like jog. Anyways, but you only really find one house every mile in where I grew up. So yeah, I'm not really looking for that lifestyle anymore. Some people are, but that's not my cup of tea.
Did you have to like ride your Diamondback with like the cards and the spokes to your neighbor's house? Mongoose, my bad.
Bro, no, you're talking rich people stuff. We had Huffies.
I had a Huffy too.
I think I did too. I think my bike was purple. If I'm
Diamondback, are you kidding me?
That's true.
The rich kids had Diamondbacks. The rich kids had 64 color crayon count. We only had 32. Rose Arts, not even Crayola.
That's funny.
Oh man.
Soy wax.
You didn't ask me that question. I want to answer. Gosh.
No, I don't want to hear your answer. That's why. So look, if you look at the 7-day, 1,000 listings, 1,056 closed. So, but that puts overall. Hold on, come on now, go. That puts overall inventory at what? But see, I always look. It's. I hate doing this because 4,022 in our MLS, but really it's like.
I think it's like 2,000.
Yeah, it's more like whatever this number is right here. While I'm mapping this, Ian, would you rather live in Bastrop or would you rather live? Where would you rather live?
So I'm going to answer this question two ways. The first way is going to be, I have to decide how I want to spend my time. If I want to make people come to me, or if I want to go to people often, right? So if I want to have a good time, do I have to have all my friends come over? If that's the case, then Bastrop makes sense, right? Make sure you deck out the place real nice. If I feel like going out all the time and I like that energy, then downtown obviously makes more sense. But the other thing is, I've been getting so many notices from our HOA about the campers I've got in my driveway and in my yard that I had to call them and tell them, listen, I will just pay you to stop sending me letters. And they said, well, we can't take your money. I was like, well, you're taking it when you're fining me for having a camper on my own property. So it's frustrating. But so right now we are actively looking for land.
Yeah, but what do your deed restrictions say?
Look,
what do the CC&Rs say?
Here's the thing. It's not enough money to worry about it.
Yeah.
And just between you and I and the internet, the guy was
because you could afford a few Hermes bags.
Yeah. But so the guy goes, yeah, if you look at it on this day, if you move your camper on this day and this day, that's when they drive by. You'll be good. I was like, not a bad idea. But also, it costs less to pay the fine than it would to take it to storage or anywhere else. So
all right,
I'm not too worried about it. It's just annoying.
That's kind of funny. This is interesting right here. 998 listings for kind of the Austin area. And then there's more on the market in Round Rock, Leander than there is in Austin still.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. And then Maynard, look at Maynard over there like, hey, we have some listings, 206 of them to be exact. And San Marcos, Buda, Kyle, hey, we don't have anything. Look at Dripping Springs, like 166 listings. That's actually pretty good.
I don't know that I believe that.
Well,
that's like off the. It's not like in Dripping.
That's including.
You got to zoom in, see where it's actually at. Maybe it is.
There you go. I mean, 57 Driftwood. Oh,
50. The 57's all in Sky Ridge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Did you see that? Oh my gosh.
All in one spot.
Look at that. Yeah. Look at this. I can't.
Are these the builders?
I feel really bad for doing that video on this, but I had Eileen drive through this neighborhood the other day, and this neighborhood, it's so unfortunate because right over here in South Austin, they have this neighborhood right here, which is it's a milestone community. They put like 121 homes in. They condoize them, but they're only like 1,800 square foot to 2,400 square foot homes. There's no yards, anything. Well, they did the same thing in this. I mean, it's their own damn fault, but they did the same thing over here in this community. If you look, like from the back of that one house to the back of the other house is like 60 feet probably. And so then they listed these things so astronomically high. Mm-hmm. And then when they were taking deposits, like I am so glad my client didn't give a deposit on this because the prices have come down. Look at that. 835. They were saying that these houses were going to be in the 900s.
Mm-hmm.
But remember,
it still seems high to me for that.
It is. I mean, for a community that you get nothing, and look at this, $1 million. And this $1 million is backing probably one of the ones backing 1826, which is crazy to me. So I feel bad. I do, and I don't feel bad for saying what I said, but whatever.
Listen, we can't be responsible for another adult in a group of adults' decisions, whether they're good or bad.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. So we shouldn't apologize on behalf of them making really poor decisions and as far as development goes. They may have been slightly handcuffed to get density,
of course, but they could have just done bigger lots and not tried to go after profits. It's their fault. This is what happens. Capitalism, you go after profits instead of what's right by your clients. And then boom, you have inventory just sitting there.
You hear that, all my current and future investors? It's not news to them. They know this because we have these conversations all the time. I would rather offer and will offer a great product that is desirable and right for the buyer than I would try to get a few more extra homes on a piece of property. You're right. That was a terrible idea. They should have done 25% fewer homes, bigger lots, no condoization. And I think honestly, they wouldn't even have to be listing these for sale. I think they'd be keeping pace at the sales office without even having to advertise.
Yep.
Sardine.
What? The guy wearing women's headphones, Kevin.
Oh man, you're gonna shame. You can't shame me into swapping these out. That's what you're trying to do.
I think I'm gonna go mullet too.
Too well. There's no way he's not swapping. I got a sling to match my hat though, so I can't talk.
So, this is a good question. I mean, it depends on what you're trying to do. If you're investing, I mean, you got to do a minimum, I think, of 20% down or 25% down. But if you're just trying to buy, I mean, right now it's not a bad. I mean, I have somebody doing 3.5% down on one of my listings right now in Round Rock. So, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I've done
3.5%, 5%, 10%. So it's much better than it was 4 months ago. And I'm definitely happy that it's better, because a lot of those people that are doing FHA now actually have a chance to buy a home. I want to know, what areas do you wish you would have invested in that you didn't, and why not, Kevin?
This is a great question.
This is one of the best, Viviana Alvarado, best question we've had tonight. Sorry, Nancy, you write a lot of good stuff too. Master Jedi, did he even spell Master Jedi right? And then Dinosaur D, nice.
It's Mr. Jedi to you.
Master Jedi's too busy going out to that new grow farm. What is it called? Dispensary in Bastrop.
My answer, I have two answers, one of which won't make much sense. It's probably not the answer that you're looking for. You're probably looking for more like the neighborhoods that you would have invested in. I probably would have. I mean, I like East Austin right now, but 78745. I would have bought as many of the inexpensive homes there as I possibly could have, really, and either kept them in a rental pool and let them just go up in value, because I do believe that is the next big neighborhood to pop. 78704 right now is like a 3 and 2 is like $800,000. So I think it's only a matter of time before these homes that were like 2 years ago were like $200,000. I think are going to be like $800,000 in the next couple of years. So that's a neighborhood. Now, as far as investments go, real quick, I'll say this: I wish I had bought as much subdividable land as possible in Dripping Springs, because you could make I legitimately could have purchased land out there for $15,000 an acre, and right now I've subdivided those lots and probably sold the lots for $300,000 a piece, acre lots. So do the math on that one. That's a big return.
So I bought an investment property in 78748, and it's doing very well. And right when the virus hit, we were actually under contract to buy a second in that neighborhood. But they actually, so it was weird. We couldn't end up building the floor plan we wanted on that lot. We had to build a smaller one, which we already owned the smaller one, which is 1,800 square foot. Or we had to move that lot closer to the main road. So and plus all the stuff was going on. And I'm like, I don't know if people are going to be buying homes in the next month or selling homes. I have no idea what's going to happen in the market. And so they gave us the option to back out. And so we did. That was the biggest mistake I've ever made. But I mean, on the flip side, we did buy our Sal Padre place, which has been a delight. So I wish I would have bought, because now, so we would have paid $330 for that home. The one just listed for $450. That same floor plan we were trying to build. I'm like, oh, you're killing me. So, but yeah, I agree. I wish I would have bought more subdividable land. I wish I would have bought more acre lots in 04, or larger lots in 04 to subdivide in 04 and do condos. I think that would have been a great spot. Dripping Springs, I had an opportunity to buy in Dripping Springs and I didn't. I still kick myself over that as well.
There was a neighborhood near Lake Georgetown where the prices were in the low 2s and the tax rates 1.8. 1.8 tax rate.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
That's a miss right there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's Steven, there's a Colorado, what is it? Colorado Crossing. You can still buy in Colorado Crossing in 4-1. I almost did, but we bought in South Austin instead. I'm happy with my South Austin purchase.
4-1 is great too. That's Riverside area too, mostly too. But
yeah.
I mean, I think it's fine, but anyways, it didn't pop like some of these other places did. It grew steadily.
Here's a good one. I like this one too. what's the ideal time on the market to look for a price drop in this craziness? So I have one question about this price drop. Are you thinking prices are going to drop, or like where it's easier to buy a home? That I preface that, but what do you guys think? What's the ideal time to buy right now?
I think right now is a great time to buy. I think legitimately right at this very moment is probably the best time that you could buy something, because people are freaking out that have had their homes listed for a little while and they're willing to take lesser offers if they're listed already, and interest rates are still under 3%.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. You guys, what do you think?
I don't disagree, but I think between now and the end of the year, there'll be a lot more opportunities, depending on what interest rates do. Between now and September, we'll have more, or between now and October, we'll have more inventory, and then it'll die off a little bit in November. That's my personal opinion based on what I've seen in the past.
Yeah, I think we're getting kind of back to that seasonal situation where we have people that are just not giving as much of a care, and we have a little more inventory coming on the market. Yeah, I think people are starting to feel partially normal for the moment.
What's that?
As far as when to send their kids to school and all those sorts of things. So yeah, I think we're starting to hit the normal curve.
I mean, it's legitimate. It can't. The craziness can't be sustainable forever.
No.
But what's going to happen?
And we always talked about it just kind of becoming like any other thing that you would get. Oh, you get the measles, mumps, chicken pox, and normal vaccines. So that's just what would happen. You would just get it.
Reuters is reporting that the U.S. mortgage application rise as mortgage rates edge down as of 2 minutes ago. So,
new refis again?
Probably more refis, yeah. Because I think that's in both of these. So interest rates 3.03%. Damn.
I mean, historically and just economically, the best time to buy hard assets is when you can buy.
What did you say? When you can buy?
Yeah, is low interest rates. I mean, anytime you can get a low interest rate for any hard asset, you should be considering that.
Yeah.
Kat, if you're holding on, I mean, let me think about how I'm going to say this real quick, because I don't want to sound like a dumbass.
Now you're worried about that?
Shut up! I quit. I'm just kidding. I don't know that right now is a real good time to have a lot of cash. I mean, maybe a little bit, just in case you needed to scoop up an opportunity. But I think you're leaving a lot on the table if you're holding on to a bunch of cash right now and not deploying that. I mean, even if you bought a hard asset right now at a low interest rate and held on to it for 6 months, I don't think you're going to regret that.
Yeah. Are people still buying in Georgetown like crazy and doing overbids?
I haven't seen a lot of overbid. I mean, marginal. I'll say marginal overbids.
Yeah.
List.
I haven't written any Georgetown contracts in the last month, to be honest. I know Janie has. I'll have to ask Janie. But from what I've seen, I don't think it's as crazy. It's not as crazy. I mean, there's more opportunities. I mean, we went from less than 3,000 units on the market to 4,100. So we went from 0.4 months inventory. We're almost at 1 month inventory. So people have a little bit more opportunities without having to be as crazy, but still half of what we had compared to last year. So
can you explain to people what that means when you say that? Like
so
month worth of inventory, what does that mean?
Yeah. So if you have all the inventory that's on the market right now, if no home were to hit the market going forward, it would take 1 month for all of that inventory to be purchased. So, and they always say in an average stable market, it's 6 months. I mean, I've been selling real estate in Austin for over 7 years, and I've maybe seen it at 2.5 months inventory at the most. but I've never seen it close to 6. So, what about Schofield Farms as an investment?
I like that. That's not far from the domain. You've got easy access to everything. You could hop on one, and yeah, that's a good spot. There's a lot of going on there.
I got a listing coming up over there next couple.
Mm-hmm.
Should hopefully be taking photos next week.
Some of the yards you have people living in tents behind the houses, and so you have to think about that.
Yeah, I mean, that is, going back to that question, would you rather live in downtown or out of town? They've cleaned that up a little bit, so it looks a little bit nicer, but I wouldn't say it's 100% better. But where did all those people go? Like, where did they stick a lot of those people? That's the question. Anyway, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. People get mad when we talk about homelessness.
No, let's talk about happy things.
Yeah.
So here's happy. Was it Dinosaur D said Wolf Creek, Ian? So it was near Wolf Ranch, yes. But when you said Wolf Creek, I was like, let me go look it up. And you found me another neighborhood that's at a 1.6 right now. So now I'm even more excited. That's the tax rate, 1.6. And to Aaron's point, he said, as long as I'm making money, but just think about it. That's like, I don't know. It's like an HOA, any kind of appreciation. It's just increasing your profit margin instead of giving it away.
Big Moose, hell of a name. I'm from the East Coast, but building a 600K home in Buda. I'd love to know where in Buda you're building a 600K home. Not the address. I mean, the community, and the builder, the contract price. Anyway, it's been 8 months and foundation just got laid. That's pretty darn common right now.
Is it a custom or a semi-custom builder, or is it a large, like, big box production builder? Because that's going to factor in, I think.
See, I'm trying to think of who's building. Carpenter Hill, Perry Homes, maybe.
Perry?
I know they're building. Yeah, they're building. I don't think prices are up to 600 yet. Maybe they are. They probably are. In what's that one on the west side? Is
Perry one of those debt-free companies where they just buy all the inventory, the lots, the inventory, and everything as they're building the homes?
I don't think so. I own a couple deals over area right now. Not a bad get. There you go. Castle Rock and Sunfield. Okay. One thing you got to, Big Moose, one thing I'll warn you. I mean, it's a little late now, but with Sunfield, the tax rate there is like 3%.
It's 3.12 or something like that. You okay?
But demand there's really high.
Sorry, coughed.
Well, and you're paying for a lazy river too. You got a really cool lazy river.
I mean, who doesn't want a lazy river? I'd be using my taxed value version of that, or as much as I can. I'd be like, how much am I paying for this lazy river extra? Okay, I'm going to use it.
Versus putting your own pool in, it's fine.
Yeah, it's cheaper. It has to be.
It is much.
Plus, you don't have to maintain it, right, Jeremy?
Right.
$18,000 a year in property taxes if they go off of that value. Just so you're aware, to live in Buda.
What is that monthly? Break it down.
Yeah, but think about how close.
$1,500 a month
on top of mortgage and tax.
On top of mortgage, yeah. So
but think about how close you are to Austin living in Buda.
Honestly, I'd rather live in Southeast Austin than Sunfield. Because you can go like Bradshaw Crossing, even the one that I talked about, Colorado Crossing. You're Southeast Austin, you're just as close, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pools are a PETA.
Well, so the problem with Sunfield that we haven't talked about is as soon as all these people that are working remote have to go back, you cannot move on that road between the hours of dawn and dusk. You just can't. You can't. That is the worst.
And I found too, realistically, oh, man. You know what that was? The reason I looked like that all the time is because I was fat and I was eating cinnamon rolls and Golden Chick every weekend. So my body hated me. I gained a bunch of weight. I looked like I was stoned all the time because my body hated me. That's why. And now I'm healthier.
Those are good times, though.
Now I eat cinnamon rolls. I just eat them less often. Oh, by the way, unsolicited, but I think Teal House on South Congress has the best cinnamon roll I've ever had in my life. I'm not even joking. Better than
what's it called?
Teal House. The Teal House on South Congress. It's like around South Congress, probably south of Joanna, even a couple blocks. But oh my gosh, bro. Like
that's where we're doing our next podcast.
Literal the best ever.
Oh man. I like the laid back fun podcast throwback to 2020. Y'all remember the super wasted whiskey wine chick you had on? Oh man, that was fun. Kyle, right? No, it was
no, Instagram was from Kyle, right?
Queen of Kyle, yeah. Her Instagram is Four-Legged Farmhouse. Amanda Rickman. Yeah, there you go. Took me a second.
Okay, well, yeah, just do that.
That's funny.
Pull it on out.
She's fun.
Not ashamed.
Same big move. 7 months foundation forms just put in. Another couple weeks. Oh, this is actually so when I had that Q&A with those builders, I asked the builders flat out. I go, so because they were talking about the problem they were having is that they couldn't get build materials. So they were having to go to different supply chains to get different build materials, which is taking longer. And I straight up asked, like, so if you're going to get different build materials from different vendors, are you worried about in the future quality of the homes that are closing? I mean, they all said no, they weren't worried about quality, but that's one thing to think about. A lot of this stuff's taking a long time to get. These builders are having to put in stuff that they don't normally put in as their standards. So is quality going to be an issue? That is my one worry with new builds. Now that I've thought about it and it's out of my brain.
I mean, Highland is delivering as we speak an incredible home for one of my clients. It's closing next week. Like, it's the best new build experience I've been a part of ever.
Well, I love Highland Homes. I mean,
they're delivering like a spotless, perfect place. And even looking at things like they're like, oh my gosh, we need to look, there's a spot over there. We need to go fix this. I'm like, wow, that's awesome. So yeah.
I told the rep on not to win favors with her, but I told the rep on there that Highland was my favorite builder in front of 3 other builders.
Oh, burn.
It's quite fun. Jeremy Blanton, welcome out of Florida. Welcome to the live stream, buddy. We're doing a kick. Was that turning back time to when we had whiskey nights and hi Kevin. So
you're not gonna sing that?
Not gonna what?
You're not gonna sing that line? Cher?
No. What? No.
You can't say turn back time and not sing Cher.
I don't even know who Cher is.
Feel like a woman was what
Whoa. What did you just say?
I'm kidding.
Oh god. Okay. Bro,
of course
I was gonna come through this camera.
Remember that time the drunk chick also said what SpaceX to Ian?
Bro, I would slap you so hard you would lose your real estate license. It would go flying out of your body.
Oh, Florida. Sorry, Jeremy. Myrtle Beach. It's all Florida. Pretty much just starts at the bottom of the United States and the East Coast goes all the way up to that one.
From Rehoboth Beach up in Delaware. That's it. That's Florida.
Liberty Hill. Ian, tell them about Liberty Hill.
What's the question? Right?
Liberty Hill? Question mark.
There's Santa Rita Ranch and Orchard Ridge. That's it. Nothing else.
Oh,
but there's appreciation at some point soon.
There's appreciation at some point soon in Liberty Hill.
There's nothing but land and opportunity, right? It's like the wild, wild west over there, northwest.
I've been to Hill in a little bit. Do they have like shopping centers and stuff out there? Or you still have to go into Leander?
They have a few out there. They do, and they have stuff across the street in Georgetown that's being built right now too. So it's not far.
Jeremy.
Downtown.
You're getting unleaded Jeremy right now. Definitely no alcohol tonight. Sorry to disappoint. So Liberty Hill, question mark.
They
What
should
do we
just
decide?
rename it like George Ander Hill, because they all kind of just like
Yeah.
fall into each other. It's like,
They
where am
are.
I at? Am I in Georgetown, or am I in Liberty Hill, or am I in Leander?
You're in the triangle. That's
The
the
triangle.
Northwest Triangle. Is Liberty Hill, Georgetown.
I mean, Liberty Hill is cool. You can still get some acreage property out there too. Some nice, like, not acreage. I mean, you can get acreage, but a little more elbow room.
Yeah, I mean, you're paying way less than $200,000 an acre out there for sure. Much less.
Yeah, if anybody knows a 20 acres that's got a lot of hogs on it to sell me for under $100,000, let me know. You know, the spot that I'm got my eye on right now, big time, is this East Austin off of is it East Palmer? No,
Palmer, yes.
Wells Branch.
It's Palmer, Wells Branch, and Howard.
You mean over by not Easton Park, East Village?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
where East Village is going in.
But not actually East Village, just near there, right?
Yeah, I want to find land over here. I think that if you're gonna buy something, buy land over there. Yeah, I know. I have a friend that sold 25 acres for I think $7 million, or they're under contract right now, $7 million.
I love that area. I mean, honestly, I think that's one of the next areas to fill in. And I'm not just saying that because I have a vested interest in that area, but I believe wholeheartedly that that's the next place to blow up.
Trying to see, was it off Palmer? Yeah. Isn't Samsung over here?
Yes.
It's off Palmer, right?
It's right. It's to the left, or the Jordan Crossing area.
Yeah, right here, right? That's where. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and then that place they're building is right here, right? That East Village.
Just to the left of that, actually. Barely.
Right here, right?
Yes, that whole area right there. It actually goes through to the other side. There's a KB home development on the other side that's part of East Village, but it fronts to Howard.
Yeah. Yeah.
But look, I mean, that's like literally 5 minutes from Tesla.
Look at this. Here we go.
Yeah, it's me.
Taylor Morrison. Never mind. Pass.
2.56 rate. That's not terrible though.
Yeah, but I'm not buying anything with Taylor Morrison. Sorry, not sorry.
No, sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
Pretty mean.
Anyway,
that's a good deal. 435, 2446.
Yeah,
it's
not bad at all. What does he say?
That's what I want you to take him hog hunting.
If I could turn back time.
We got any other good questions coming through? I stopped paying attention. Something about
I've
hog
been paying
hunting.
attention. Yeah.
Jeremy Blanton says his brother had a place in Hutto, sold it for $135K, and was happy to sell it in the Hutto Square. I wonder what it'd be worth now. Probably like $400, $450.
Yeah, $420.
Yeah, Hutto Square. I mean,
we were also talking about.
Why are you in South Carolina and you used to have a home in Hutto? Was it an investment?
No, he's a brother.
Oh, brother.
Okay. 380, 440, 460, 375. Oh, who's building up? Put it up like this, you know it's a builder. They're trying to get all their inventory gone.
I love Elgin.
Highland Homes. Here we go.
Everything along 130 is already getting excited because of Tesla, the prospect of Samsung, Amazon,
2.7.
Listen, if I have to pay $500,000 for a 1 acre lot in west of Austin, then obviously that's not going to happen. So I'm much more excited about looking at, like, I would live in Elgin if I could get that in Elgin, you know?
Yeah.
As long as it's not super flat.
I don't know. Have you been to Elgin?
Yeah.
No, he drove through once, maybe.
I've been over there a couple times.
Yeah, Elgin's all right, but there's not a ton out there.
Not yet.
But you could say the same thing about Bastrop, though.
Yeah.
Bastrop has a Buc-ee's.
Bastrop has a Buc-ee's. Oh,
That's where you do all your shopping right there. You can get your scope for your rifle. You can get a shower head with a beaver on it. You can get
a shower.
Yeah, who doesn't want to pay $37 a pound for beef jerky?
Oh.
Oh man. Oh God, Master Jedi. All right, here we go. Here's a good one. Somebody with some thought in their thoughts on 7872425 for long-term buy and hold. Stonewall Ridge. What do you think? Let's bring it up on the map so people know.
Let's pull it up. Listen, we're all about data here.
Yeah, search. Let's change this to zip code 7724. Oh,
the question is, how much are you paying for it now? Right. As I'm looking at these prices, there's stuff over there for $375, $425. On.
Yep. Ooh. I cannot believe how expensive stuff got over here. Jeez. Talk about places I wish I would have purchased right here.
That's a really good one.
Oh my gosh. Really good. I had a client sell a property right before they announced the whole Tesla thing. We sold it for like $215, and that was setting a record at that time. $364. Oh my goodness. And the tax rate over here is low.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, there aren't any amenities or anything, but that's
1.4, 1.94. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing over there, but dang. Woodlands. This place is nice too. I think they have a lot. So I'll be careful with what I say here. When I had a listing there, what I'd heard from people is there in this neighborhood, there was a lot of issues with foundations with this builder. And I believe the builder was Syntex, but also the tax rate's 2.56. Not bad.
No.
Could be a lot worse, but man, this wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't build over there or wouldn't buy over there, me personally, because I've heard that if you are going to buy in this neighborhood, I would definitely, during your inspection period, have the foundation looked at.
I don't know that the rental rates
across the street from Parker Station, though. You think they'll have those same issues?
I mean, DR Horton, different builder. I mean, yeah, they could.
Do you know what the date is on the Walter E. Long Lake project, and if they're past approval, funding, and all that?
I haven't heard anything on it actually.
Mm-hmm.
That's an exciting project.
91 days on market. Look at this. Half an acre. That's the craziest looking lot I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, I've looked at that one. It's not really that useful.
No, it's a bummer.
Truthfully speaking. Oh man, rental rates aren't actually that bad.
In Woodlands?
78724, all of 24. Looks like we got like of the closed data, $1.22 a square foot. That's not that bad. And stuff's getting a little bit more than that generally. $1.64 a square foot, $2,600 a month for a 1,585 square foot house.
Yeah. I wish I would have bought her. I wish I would have bought that one that sold at $215.
Just $2.5.
Oh man. Yeah. So Viviana bought cash flowing. It's not bad. $600 right now. It's not bad at all.
78725 is the exact same data.
Click on Bastrop. Went up 20% in July. Well, I mean, if you're comparing last year July to 2020 July, then yeah, 20%. Yeah. But you got to live in Bastrop next to Master Jedi, Just kidding. Oh, it's fun. Heard you guys talking about Liberty Hill. There's a new HEB being built there along with a bunch of other commercial stuff. There you go. Someday.
I don't think we said anything bad
the thing about that HEB isn't that technically in Georgetown? Right? So Morningstar is Georgetown, and that's on the opposite side of the street as that HEB, and that is there. So I think that might be Georgetown. I could be incorrect, but I would look into that. Somehow they may have made it work for tax purposes.
Oh, there we go. Kristina Smallhorn's joining in. What's up, Kristina? Kristina, we're just having a loosey goose time tonight. Nothing too serious. We're not talking about the market crashing, or we're not talking about anything crazy. But hello, Kristina. We're talking about fun stuff. Like, any thoughts on Pioneer Hill as a D.R. Horton? That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I just got one under contract 2 days ago there.
Yeah. I was it an investor?
No. Family. And I love that. I love when you can, help a family get something. It's been hard for a while.
Bring Kristina on. Kristina, do you want to come on? I'll shoot you a link.
She's incredible. Do it.
Yeah.
Cabinet colors.
Let's talk about cabinet colors. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I like gray or white as a cabinet color. I'm past the browns. So Ian's got a puppy now.
No, it says I am. He's actually talking about himself.
Oh, yeah, Master Jedi, definitely. Painted or natural?
Ian hates families.
It says I am.
I am. Yeah. Show a picture of your dog, Captain Marvel.
I do not need suggestions for purses. I know exactly which one I want.
He wants the pink one. So earlier, Kristina, you missed it. We were talking about Hermes purses. Kevin had picked a couple out for himself. He's got a hot date. So,
if it is not graffiti art, white Birkin, then I don't want it.
Well.
She did ask about cabinets, so I do want to talk about that. I love talking.
Yeah, talk about cabinets.
Like style trends right now, honestly, like what I'm noticing on style trends, of course, is mid-century modern is the go-to right now for styling. Farmhouse is not out, but it's not nearly as popular as it has been for a while. But cabinet colors, if you can go with something, I've seen like the emerald green is pretty popular right now, but it's more like a dusty version of that, a muted version. But when you say natural, I don't know that natural. I mean, some natural wood is, but I think you'd have to pair it with some other bright colored stuff. White's not in right now either.
What do you mean white's not in? Every builder is building in white. In versus what they're doing. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeremy said, throw in a picture of my pup. So there he is.
Aw. He's so cute. No, windowed cabinets are not worth the extra cost.
Not from a builder.
Jeremy, you're muted.
I made so many jokes about your dog too, man.
That's a shame.
I called him like 8 different names. Oh, look at that guy. Girl. My
what?
Yeah, my golden doodle is ridiculous too.
He's a mini golden doodle.
Yeah.
So he's about
yours is a teacup doodle. What is it?
Oh, mini.
Kristina, if you're still there, I'll got a link. All right. How are houses in Elgin looking to buy there or Kyle? Man, I would rather buy in Kyle.
Kyle. I mean, don't even.
Kyle's got. Go ahead.
I was going to say the proximity to things like San Antonio and New Braunfels and such. That's really exciting. That's an exciting prospect for Kyle. But it also depends on what you want to do. If you want to be closer to Houston, then there you go. Right? Like, what's your purpose? If you like Elon Musk a whole lot, or you want to be closer to the coast, then that might be a different choice.
I mean,
yeah, I heard Elon's going to build a tunnel from Boca Chica to Sal Padre.
Did you hear that? Did you really hear that?
Well, he heard that an article was written about it. He didn't.
No, Elon. I told you. I tried to get Elon on the channel. He didn't have time for it, and we talked about all the great things he had going on. And he told me that's what they're working on right now. So we're good friends now. Oh, Kristina.
There she is.
She doesn't even know she's on yet. Look at her. She had to like put on a top.
She hears
She
you.
had to do her hair. Oh, and then you can hear the echo.
I had to put in my ears. I can't hear crap until I put in my ears. I'm echoing. This is why, because I had my phone still running. So unprofessional. You think I'd done this before or something? I'm like, loser.
Oh man. Master Jedi is one of your biggest fans, by the way.
Master Jedi is my fan?
Yeah, he loves you.
Oh, that sounds like sarcasm.
It is, yeah. He emails me all the time. Oh, sorry, Master. I didn't mean to put you on blast.
Did he really hate me?
No, he emails me all the time. He's fun.
Okay.
All right. Work at the airport looking to go under 400K. Geez. There's stuff on the east side under 400K. Kristina Smallhorn, hello.
Hello, I want to show you something. You know how people ask you things about the market and you're like, I don't know. Like, when is it going to crash? And you're like, I don't know. So I always say, well, let me pull up my crystal ball, or if I can pull up my crystal ball. So somebody.
Oh, nice.
They got you a crystal ball.
Give me a crystal ball.
You should put that in all your thumbnails now.
What, the crystal ball?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Nah.
Well, now you got to go. You got to channel the energy and actually use that thing.
Well, I don't think it really works. I think that's hocus pocus baloney.
Oh no,
No way. You went to a crystal store and you bought that. We know it.
Not me. I did not me. I would have to go out first. I don't go out. I'm afraid of people.
Yeah. Are you trying to one up me on mood lighting? I mean, I'll go as far as you want to go with this. We'll go pink.
Her mood is always pink, though.
This is my studio. Like, this is what I film all my videos in. I don't change anything.
So, Kristina, welcome. What is going on in Kristina's world? Hold on real quick before you answer. Hi. If you haven't watched Kristina, I've been on her channel quite a few times. She's got an amazing channel. Over what? You're 2 million subscribers now? You're like out of control.
125,000.
Dang, girl, jumping up. Last time I talked to her, I had 108. So cool. She brings on her channel some really big names, i.e. me. But she brought on a guy a couple of weeks ago that called me that guy because I made a point about taxes or property taxes. He's like, oh yeah, and that guy said blah blah blah. Anyway, I forgot his name. That guy that said that guy. But Kristina, tell people what's going on your channel and what we should know about in this crazy time of 2021.
Well, my channel is basically about affordable housing options and different options people have, whether it be modular homes or manufactured homes, or some people call those mobile homes, tiny homes, alternative housing, anything about alternative housing that makes it more affordable. And then I talk about the affordability crisis and what we can do about it and what's causing it. So that's my channel. I've been doing it for a hot minute.
What is causing the affordability crisis and how do we solve it?
All right. So there's a few factors and there's lots of different solutions. You should probably check out some of my videos on how I came up with a bunch of them. So one of the most interesting things that I have been reading recently, and it's probably going to come up again. So now people are blaming baby boomers once again for causing the affordability crisis, saying because they're retiring in place, that it's those smaller homes that normally elderly people would move out of because they're moving to Florida, they're deciding to just stay there, remodel their home and stay there instead of move out. So it's causing the supply of houses to be even less because they're not moving out of the house. So there's some wretched millennial people that are like, well, once they die off, they'll finally be able to afford a house. I'm like, dude, that's not how this works. Just because the house is there isn't going to make it more affordable.
I feel like the people. So if you look at the average buying age, it's 33. If you look at the people right in that 33 and under, we have a lot of people, I think, that I've seen, especially with the advent of social media, find an outlet in complaining about everything they complain about and blaming everybody that they can blame. So I've seen so many nasty comments now on YouTube, blaming real estate agents, blaming real venture. Blaming everybody they can blame for the BlackRock, blaming everybody they can for this, and then saying, "Oh, I'm going to wait to buy." But at the same time, if you're blaming BlackRock for buying up all the properties and you're waiting to buy, it means that you're going to be spending more in the future if that's really the case. So I've never understood that whole complaint, but.
Well, I will push back a little bit on the BlackRock thing, because the picture that they're trying to paint is that we're doing a service by buying up these homes that were built in the 70s. Nobody wants those, is what they say. Like if you read the article that I'm referencing in my upcoming video, it like basically is saying, well, these are houses that they need a full remodel, and we're doing everybody a favor because we're remodeling them and making them affordable for people to rent. Well, bitch, please, let's be realistic here, because those people like
Kevin, what was the analogy? So Kevin had a really good analogy for this, and even Javier ripped him off. I'm not like I say that tongue in cheek, but Javier used Kevin's analogy. What was your analogy about BlackRock?
Yeah, it was like because I found this article defending Henry Potter. Mm-hmm. No, he was defending Henry Potter from It's a Wonderful Life, right? The guy that tries to shut down the Bailey Savings and Loan. Mm-hmm. And they're like, well, he actually is the hero of the movie because he controlled the wealth and was wanting to, Pottersville was the place that he wanted people to move to and rent from him. So he wanted to control the housing and then have people rent for him, because in his mind, he saw that he was offering a service for the money that he had, right? So that's what they want to do is do the same thing. They want to control the housing. They feel like they're doing the world a service by doing it.
They don't feel like that's how they're trying to pitch it and sell it to us. So like they're doing us a service. Right. That's how, like, if you read those articles, there's several now that like they're literally like, this is going to be really good for the economy. Like, dude, shut up. They're such good people trying to take all these houses from people that want to buy their own home. Give me a break.
There's a hose. Came out last week. I saw this article. I don't remember what the exact number was, but I think it was $6 billion that was raised, and one of the contributors was the Texas teacher pension fund, and so they're contributing to that. And it's going in that $6 billion pool, and their plan was to buy 14,000 houses in the Sun Belt. That is such a host. That is such a host. They did this before. Like they've done this in coal mining towns where the company that the coal miners worked for owned all the housing. So your paycheck literally had the rent taken out of it already. And it didn't that collapsed.
My there's no reason to push back on me, because my comment was based on the fact that if everyone's blaming BlackRock for buying up all the properties, it's showing you the market isn't as bad as everybody says it is, because everybody's going to saying the market's crashing. So if BlackRock and these companies are still buying up properties, yes, you probably should buy a property instead of continuing to wait, because then you will continue to be a renter. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
But blame BlackRock all you want. I could care less. But if you are going to have the mindset, I'm going to wait to buy, unless you are just not in a position to buy. But if you're like, I'm going to wait a year and let BlackRock buy everything, you're still going to be spending more for that same property, unless you buy it now. But I'm not saying to buy right now. Everybody's situation is different.
I guess when I was making my comment, it was because my channel, I don't really talk about crashing so much as affordability crisis. That's because it is unaffordable for many Americans. Graham Stephan did a video and he was like, I just don't see how this is really, why is everybody making them a villain? I'm like, dude, why are you even saying this? Like, are you serious right now? And he was like, they're like the lowest, these are the homes that nobody really wants. I'm like, maybe nobody in your market wants, but there's plenty of people that want these houses. Are you out of your mind? Like, I think his perception and is completely off from like reality of what real people are going through, because, it's kind of hard to see out of the pearly gates, I guess.
Kevin also hates Graham Stephan.
I don't like him. I'm sorry.
I don't hate him.
Maybe he has some good information, but I just can't stand people that just talk about what they have all the time. Like
I find that gross.
I am a millionaire. You want to see how I did it? Great. Congratulations. No one's going to do it the same way that you did it. So you're just bragging about yourself.
Yeah, that's a lot of it. Like that came like that Grant Cardone, Graham Stephan came out of that, Meet Kevin came out of that. And it was all flashy.
Grant Cardone's at your brokerage though.
Whatever. So
is he? Wait.
He's at a
yeah.
That was a
so
big
is Tarek Morshed, that guy, Tarek.
What's so funny about that? I'm going to tell you what's funny about that. So he gets there and it was like, oh, Tarek, he's here, blah, blah, blah. We're going to have everybody was like putting him on their like channels and everything. The minute that Grant started, it was like, who, what's his name? Who's that guy? Like they just put him in the background. He's just another agent.
That's so funny. I know when I get telemarketed, I know when I'm getting put through the Grant Cardone school of telemarketing.
Oh, me too.
Because they don't shut up. I'm like, listen, don't Grant Cardone me right now. I don't want what you're offering. Stop talking.
Do you know what I always say?
If you don't stop talking, I'm hanging up the phone right now.
Yeah. Do you know what I say? Talk to me like a human being and quit reading from a script. That's what I always tell them. I can't stand it. I'm like, you need to learn how to be a human being first and not a script. And once you can do that, we'll have a conversation. And sure enough, they'll laugh and they'll like make a little thing. And then they go right back in the script. I'm like, okay, this conversation's done because you don't know how to talk to people in a real way. Goodbye. This is it.
Yeah. This is actually interesting. I'm glad that you're talking about affordability. We don't talk about affordability that much because it's just not really,
it's not sexy.
It's not sexy to talk about, but Master Jedi had mentioned we talk about capitalism and the way that the economy works. Like, I understand. I'm not against. I think capitalism is great, but the problem is that a lot of the stuff works in a vacuum, but we're not in a vacuum. There's a lot of factors. We're not in a free market capitalist society. We're in a capitalist society where the bulk of the money gets most of the benefits from it, right? So in a true free market, I'd be way more interested in capitalism because it would be much more attainable for the normal person, but it's just not.
Well, here's what an interesting thing that just came out recently. Maine, the state of Maine, has actually made tiny homes legal to, have as a single family dwelling. And, that way they can tax those properties. So you can own a piece of land and have a tiny home on it. And you'll be taxed as a single family dwelling, which is awesome. What really makes this good is that you could roll in a tiny home with a piece of land as long as it's over $65,000, and then you could have a government-backed loan with that. I don't know if there's a square footage requirement. It might have to be a certain square footage. I have to check in on that, but that would be something that could be possible. That wouldn't have been possible unless they were able to make that a legal type of home. That's another thing too. I've always talked about. There's all these commercial properties that are closing. Like around here, we have malls that are closing. They're not, they're never going to come back. And I thought that, and it's been done in Rhode Island. One of the best uses of those properties would be to make them into affordable condos for people to live in. Mm-hmm. So just another use of properties so that way you don't have to destroy it.
What's the population density of Maine, like compared to a place like, I guess, where you are, where we are? Because I think that is a factor, right? Like the land is so expensive here for someone to be able to put a tiny home on for $65,000. Well, shoot, half an acre, $65,000 here.
Yeah, well, it's probably about the same in Maine, depending on just like anything. You get to if you go closer to the beach, where all the tourism is, it's going to cost you a whole hell of a lot more. But then as you get into more rural parts of Maine, it's going to cost you a lot less. A lot of people already homestead in Maine as it is. They have homestead properties. It's a totally different way of life there. It's awesome. I don't know if everybody.
I've been there for a lobster before, but that's it. Then I left.
Yeah. Well, the
I was at a wedding in Connecticut, and so we went up to get some lobster and came back down. But yeah,
you could have gotten lobster in Connecticut. You didn't have to go all the way to Maine to get it. The Connecticut.
I wanted to say that I had
it. Yeah, that's my Massachusetts is my hometown.
Oh wait, Maine is your hometown?
Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
I love me some Massachusetts and lobster. Jeremy's sending you my dog's pick of I forget this is at my show. I don't need to talk.
It's not in my email yet. Send it my email, Master Jedi. Come on. Put your dog on right now. We'll make your dog YouTube semi-famous.
I want to know why Master Jedi hates me.
He's rising. You're getting
one of those,
you're getting what's hazed?
It's a love tap.
You're getting hazed.
He's just telling you to turn your mic down. He is.
Oh.
Master Jedi is a lot of fun.
Turn his headphones down.
I mean, we have to haze the newcomers to see if they can.
Yeah,
hang.
It's true. We were looking for a fourth Migo.
Have you not read my comment section? I get razzed probably worse than any other real estate channel. I mean, honest to God. Like if it's not my makeup, it's my eyelashes. If it's not my eyelashes, it's my hair. If it's not my hair, it's my clothes. It's
what like about your gaming chair? I can't believe nobody said anything about that.
Oh, I got that too. Got something about that. And I'm like, do you know why I have a gaming chair? It's comfortable. That's why I have a gaming chair.
Here's Master Jedi's dog right here.
Oh, that's not
we got him. Master Jedi, what's his name?
Big old nose.
Yeah, let's see, look. Jedi says he's just a subscriber.
Smokey.
Thank you, Master Jedi.
Yeah, but he only
he doesn't hate me.
So he can leave comments like that.
Yeah. That is a one cute dog.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm a dog person. I got 3.
Oh my gosh.
I have
Look at Tejas Pedro's comment.
Yeah, say it right. My neighbor in Hyde Park allegedly just sold his 0.19 acre lot for a teardown for $650K. That's not a bad deal.
It's not a bad deal.
That sounds about right, actually.
That sounds good.
That's the point, Kristina. That's why I was like, yeah, you can't put a tiny home on that.
Isn't that crazy, Kristina? We're talking about not even a full lot teardown house for $650K, and we're all like, ooh,
yeah,
ooh.
Yes.
Slaps roof of the lot. You can fit so many houses on this bad boy.
Yeah.
At the start of 2019, how much would have cost?
2019, probably 400.
No, you think so? I think
0.19 acre. You can put quite a few dwellings on that. So yeah. That's
gross. So like the last several houses I've sold. Affordable
Kristina.
That's what are you saying? We need to invest over by you, I think is what you're about to say.
No, I was just gonna say that in my market right now, the only houses that you can get that aren't a piece of junk are for sale by owners. Like if you represent the buyers.
Oh, really?
And do you know like honestly how much it kills my soul to have to sit there and go, will you pay a buyer's agent so we can show you? Because I have it, and I've gotten screamed at, yelled at, called every name under the sun from people that all I want to do is bring them a buyer to buy their house. They're like, no, we're not dealing with those people. We're not dealing with real estate agents. You guys are a bunch of scoundrels. I'm like, dude, and then I had one lady trick me. Now I'm like, I know this is totally, I'm taking over your show, but whatever. Now listen, this lady tells me on the phone, are you guys even listening? You're not even freaking listening to me. You're like,
I kicked Ian out on accident. He had a screen that was on. He was bugging me and I kicked him out. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay.
Continue.
Okay.
I'm trying to get him back.
So this woman says to me on the phone, she's a for sale by owner. I asked her if she would pay real estate fees. She says yes. I said, okay, I have a buyer for you. She has another woman open up her house because she's out of town. The other woman shows the house, super nice, super friendly. We decide we're going to write up a contract. We write up the contract. And then the lady tells me, well, I'm a retired real estate agent. I'm like, fantastic. We get done with the contract. I write in there that she's going to pay the real estate fee. And I asked for $3,000 in closing costs and nothing as far as a down payment, basically. Not a down payment, but a deposit check. No deposit check. And she's like, why aren't you putting down a deposit? I'm like, do you have a non-interest bearing account? And she was like, well, what's that? And I'm like, dude, if you're a real estate agent, how come you not know this?
Retired.
And then, yeah, she doesn't know what she's talking about. And then she's like, why is it that they're only financing this, but but the offer is this? I don't understand that. I'm like, because they're making a down payment, so they're only having to finance this amount of money, but they're paying you this amount of money because that's what the sales price is. She's like, well, I don't like the way that's written. I'm like, well, that's her loan terms. Like, I don't understand what you don't understand. And then at the end, she's like, and if she really wants to buy it for that amount of money, I'm not paying a real estate fee. And I'm like, okay. Like, what is your problem? I mean, nuts. She was just crazy. I hope it's still on the market.
Yeah, for sale by owners can be a challenge for sure. I know in Austin we get quite a few for sale by owners, and they're always a lot of fun. You gotta prepare yourself like mentally for the gamut that you're gonna run through.
I had a for sale by owner. I brought her a contract from my buyer, and she said she doesn't want to do business with anybody who's not her ethnicity. And it was some obscure thing like Armenian or something, like just something that I was like, what? What?
So she was like, only sell it to people that are Portuguese or something, right?
Right.
Like, okay, whatever. I guess they don't have to follow fair housing, right? If you're for sale by owner, you don't have to follow that, right?
You're right. It hit me weird.
It would have hit me weird too. I would have been like, really? Like, are you joking?
Like, I didn't even ask anything. I brought you money in my hand, pre-approved. What?
Yeah. You're turning away money. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I would have been looking for the camera. Am I getting punked? Where's the camera?
Pastor Jedi says, "Oh, racism in the real estate world. Let's share stories."
Let's not.
Yeah, no. I don't have any. I don't really have any racism stories.
I got some sexism ones if you want some of those.
Yeah, I've got them all, so it's great.
Yeah, Ian's. You know what?
Listen, I've sold ranches. I've sold everything. It's great.
The best thing I ever did was convince Ian to get in a car and drive down to San Antonio with me and back. And man, I heard all of Ian's stories, man. This guy's got them all. So,
Ian, did you hurt your arm?
No, I just
for the third
this is the
time.
new fashion for the fall of 2021.
I wasn't here earlier. Why are you giving me shit? I mean, I just wanted to know. Yeah, Oops, I said a potty word.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, it's after hours. You're fine. So Ian there was a basket of kittens on the freeway. His dog ran to get the kittens. He had to stop a Mack truck with his hand, and he ended up breaking his hand stopping the Mack truck.
That sounds like not true.
Oh, I can't believe that you even question that. To be honest with you.
Okay, Kristina, come on.
You must not know Ian.
My crystal ball says that's bull.
Yeah, you know what? I actually like that idea. Let's share our craziest real estate stories. Kevin, go first.
Do you want me to tell you? Oh, listen, I've got a million of these.
I've got a lot of crazy stories.
Listen, one of them doesn't have to do with me being a realtor, but I'm gonna tell you this. Let me see if I can concisely tell you this. I owned a trailer park in a
period. That's the end of the story.
Okay, which has enough stories for everything, but I'm only going to tell you one of them. There was a legitimate halfway house that was down the road from my trailer park, right? And I needed some yard work done. So I reached out to them, and they had a couple guys come over and do some yard work. And it was awesome. They did a great job. The guy that was running the halfway house, he was a former, he worked at a carpet store and he embezzled money. So he went to prison, but now he's running this halfway house. So anyways, after they were done, like one of the guys was like, he's like, hey, I'm a former HVAC technician. And I was like, great, I'll have you do some work. So he did a little bit of work for me, did a great job. So I hired him on. And then after the course of the couple of weeks, I noticed like, stuff wasn't really getting done that I thought was supposed to be getting done. Long story longer, he got tied into the internal drug ring that was going on there, the meth ring that was going on there. He was taking the copper out of the trailers and replacing it with PVC pipe and then selling the copper. And in the meantime was hiding drugs inside of these trailers. It was absolutely crazy. And then like 2 weeks later, I came by and found out that one of my tenants was hiding industrial cleaning containers under his trailer that they were selling to the cartel to cook meth in. So that was exciting.
This in a trailer park?
Yeah.
Not a trailer park.
Not even making this up. I mean,
I believe it.
I don't think I have that great of a story. I did go to a listing appointment.
It's swinging. Gosh, that's a good one.
You asked me to go first.
I did go to a listing appointment one time on a river in Guadalupe, and this guy had called me out. Was selling it was an Airbnb, And he opens up the door to one of the Airbnb units, and he's like, "Oh, okay, come on in." And it smelled like pot really bad. And he sits down and just starts ripping a bong. Like, "Hey, you want some?" I'm like, "No, this is a listing appointment. Like, I'm working." Okay. And then literally walks me around and tells me all the stories about when he lived in LA. I think he just wanted somebody to come out and sit with him and talk, because at the end of the day, I was like, "So are we going to sell this place? Like, what are you wanting?" "Oh no." I'm like, it was the craziest thing. After like 2.5 hours of sitting there, I had massive contact high and had to drive home. That was pre-Tesla. I was like, "God, this is not good." But yeah, the whole time, like rip after rip after rip. And I didn't even take the listing. So yeah, that was a good one.
That happened to my husband when he was in the roofing industry. He went to somebody's house, and literally that's the exact same thing. He just wanted, obviously the guy just wanted somebody to talk to. He was bored, and he had like stacks of money everywhere. His family was like wicked wealthy. They live in the Baton Rouge area, and he just didn't have any friends. And he would call people to do repairs on his house so he could talk to them.
Oh,
sad. He was like 32 years old too.
Oh,
Tell us your story, man. Other than
you want to hear
one where you stopped the Mack truck.
Do you, text me, Aubrey. The one thing that happened to me is I took it was a referral. So usually referrals are good, nice people, right?
Yeah.
And this referral ended up being the most nightmare people on the planet. The two people that found each other were literally the two most horrible people on the planet, and they married each other. And then I got them as clients. And they had me go from house to house to house to house to house because they didn't live in the area. They wanted me to film them. This is how I even started doing real videos in the first place. I would film them. I would upload them from my my little GoPro, and they would tour these houses. They end up finding a house and they come down, and they did not talk. Like the whole time I'm like, "Do you like this?" They would talk to each other, and they would like kind of like look me up and down, and they'd be like, "No, we don't like this." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then we go to the next one and the next one and the next one. And then it was all over the map. So it'd be like 250,000 to 850,000. They finally buy a house, but the whole entire time, because he was an attorney, went through every single contract, like he was crossing out lines and everything. They gave me literally like the most panicked attacks, because they were always kind of attacking my intelligence when it came to the real estate process. Even down to the last day when we're signing the paperwork, he was like, "Before I sign anything else, what does this mean, this as is clause?" Which I explained to him 6 times. Thank God the attorney basically said the same exact thing I had said, almost verbatim. And he was like, "Oh, good." He was like, "I guess you were right about that." I'm like, "Oh my God." I just wanted to strangle him. And then they go to sell it years later, and they're getting divorced. And I'm like, "Oh my God, now they're going to be away from each other. Holy cow, they're going to be the worst people ever." And he says, "Hey, I wanted to know, like, is everything good at your house?" I'm like, "Good at my house with what?" And he was like, "I just wanted to know, did you have time for lunch?" And I'm like, "Huh?" And then he was like, "Oh, I just, like, I'm really interested in, like this editing stuff you do." And I'm like, he was like, "I really insist. I'm going to take you to lunch." And then he hits on me the whole entire time. And then afterwards, he's like, "I want to pursue this more." I'm like, "I'm married. I don't know what you're getting at. I'm married." I get in the phone. I'm calling my husband. I'm like, "What do I do?" He's like, "It's a $700,000 house. You're going to sell that. You're selling that, son of a gun. I don't give a crap. That guy's an asshole. And you're going to sell it. And everything you talk, every conversation from here on out is only through email. And you collect that commission check. That guy's a jerk. Never speak to him again." I'm like, "Okay." And so I've had Eddie drop off the sign to put it in the yard. I had Eddie pick up the sign. I had Eddie get the lockbox. Like after that moment, I never had any contact with him until the day of closing, and he didn't show up. I was so thankful.
At least you made it that far. The last time I did that, the listing appointment, the woman, when I walked in, she goes, "Oh, you're better looking than I thought." And I was like, "Oh shit."
That's how
So signed the whole listing agreement, dropped off the sign, dropped off the lockbox, got ready to list it. And she called me because I wouldn't go on a date with her. She's like, "I found another realtor." I was like, "Oh, great. Are you trying to get them to go out with you too?" So at least you got the listing. I went through all the work. I didn't even get the listing.
Oh, I had already gotten the listing. I was filming the house and he's following behind me the whole entire time. He's like, what are you doing there? And he's like right over my shoulder so I can feel his like hot breath on my shoulder. I'm like,
your neck.
Did it smell like Werther's Originals?
Ian, have you ever had clients try to take you home?
So my story is not quite the same, but let me go through it. So
Okay.
So, I ride a motorcycle every once in a while, when my arm's not hurting. And so I was showing a buyer some property, and obviously we can't both hop on the bike. That'd just be a little awkward and maybe inappropriate and all that. But so I asked, I'm like, hey, well, can you drive? And she's like, yeah, I'll drive. And so I hop in her car, plus, liability insurance, all that. I hop in her car. We start talking. It's just a couple minutes in, and she says, yeah, one of my nicknames is Vagina Goblin. I was like, right. Here's the thing. I have a talent when it's a situation like that. For some reason, I can put on I'm like poker face. I just, oh yeah, that's cool. What else? Tell me more about yourself. And then that's when I learn all about what poly is. I guess there's a huge community here in Austin about that. And then, later we end up talking about her Wiccan shrine and a couple other things, and it was a really interesting conversation.
Oh my god!
So the one
That's
thing
when I need a shower with acid afterwards.
So the next thing Ian did was buy a car.
Sweetest person.
Ian's like never around. All right, we're at like 9:00. I'm ready to go. I'm hungry. Y'all have a great evening. Kristina, thanks for joining us.
I didn't. We're coming apart.
Awesome. All right. We'll see y'all later. Thanks for joining, everybody. Have a good night.
Good night, y'all. Later.